Hey everybody, James here, Jimmy Screens, Mr. Chilla. This is a contest entry for Amber's Aquariums. She's wanting to have you design her tank, which is a pretty tough thing to do, but I'm going to basically try to do it anyways. Sorry for all the bad reflections. As you can see, there's a ton of lights during the daytime, so it is what it is. First thing I'm going to just mention is the stand. As you can see, I'm not very particular when it comes to stands. Yeah, mine's got a big mess underneath it. It's got a bunch of fishy stuff down there. I haven't really organized nothing. But as you can see, stands aren't really a big concern, but I'm down in the basement. So if you got this kind of stand up inside your living room or something, then you might want to consider either painting it or staining it. I particularly like black, only because of the simple fact that it matches anything. Wood, that's all based on if you've got a wood deco, basically. Everything has to be a stained wood and what have you to make sense with that. So, I mean, black is honestly my option when it comes to doing anything, due to the fact that it's a neutral color. So that's the way I would go with it. But again, I mean, it's a matter of how your house is actually decorated. If you've got wood furniture and whatnot, then yeah, definitely go with a wood stain for sure. Or even like a black ebony or something like that. Alright, anyways, overall tank inhabitants, I honestly would go with anything Tetra, only because the fact a 75 gallon can hold a ton of fish when they're not big fish. So whether it's rummy nose, brass Tetra, eons, cardinals, even like the Rosalines, I love the Rosalines. The rainbows, Bosamani. You got the, I think it's called the Iranian red rainbows. I don't know, it's just a matter of preference as far as fish go. But the thing is, you can add a lot more fish into your aquarium, which is going to just give it an overall bigger living environment when it comes to that. And also plecos. I mean, you can go out and get some really nice plecos that stay really small, like the golden nugget, the bristle noses, the medusas, and they add character to your tank as well. As far as the overall scaping of the tank, I try to go as natural as possible. Mind you, Slim Tim helped me do the actual scaping in the original for when I had gotten a lot of these plants in regards to the reds and the greens and what have you. So that you got to look at. I mean, you got to mix your colors, definitely. Like you've got that red piece of manzanita down there, and then you've got green surrounding it. You've got the red tiger lotus mixed in with the greens. You know, so that's kind of the whole idea, is you want things to throw each other off to give it an overall different environment as far as look. You don't want everything looking the same color, because everything just tends to blend in. My reflections really suck, but nothing I can do about that. I love adding rock. I still have this giant rock in here that's actually holding down the driftwood. I don't even know if I need it anymore. But I like rock in general because of the fact it's a natural piece of your tank. And I always go out and find my own rock, generally out of streams. I boil the rock just to ensure that it is good. I look for anything granite, and I mean, it's just got a much nicer look to it. See, that's all granite with like your micas. It might have your quartz and all that kind of stuff in it, but it's granite. It's got really rigid, sharp edges. Your fish are used to this kind of stuff. Or slate, for that matter. As far as substrate, I mean, I do dirt. That's all I do. Everything is dirt that I do. So, you know, that's something you might consider as far as doing a dirty tank. I don't know if you've ever done one. I forget, honestly. But I do dirt, then I do a regular gravel substrate, and in this case, the sand is on top. Normally I cap the dirt with the sand, and then I put the gravel or whatever on top. But this is totally backwards. It's the soil, the substrate, which is a black substrate, and then black sand. Black sand just totally looks awesome. You can see how it looks. It contrasts with everything. So it just gives it a really nice bed. Basically like you would see if you were inside a river or a lake. But that's the whole thing. I mean, you could see everything in there. And it's much easier to clean up. Like the detritus right here, even though I let it build up. Very simple to remove and very simple to see. So there's no hiding of anything, which is what I like. I like to be able to see what I'm doing inside here. I don't know what you want to do for plants, but if you do decide to go with plants, I mean, the Amazons, the willow mosses, the Java mosses. I'm really digging the Cuba. The Cuba is definitely a really nice plant to try if you haven't tried it already. That guy back there, really nice. I'm loving that thing. And of course, the lotuses. You can't beat these lotuses. These things are just incredible. They look beautiful inside a tank. They get the deep red in them. You know, like I said, it's just a preference of what you like as far as plants. If you decide to go that route, if you're going to leave it open, I would go with like a river rock to a granite type design. Maybe a couple of big pieces of driftwood. Everybody's seen my tanks when I've had the big manzanita and whatnot in there. I can't put it in here because it's just too much planted going on. Otherwise I would have more driftwood. You know, it's just a matter of how you really like it. Some like it to where it's the center is the main character, and then everything after that is causing it to be an island or whatever. I like it to where it's totally spread out like it is here, only because that's my taste, and it gives the fish a totally different thing as far as being able to hide out. Every fish has got its own living spot pretty much, you know, and it just gives them a more natural feel because they're able to hide under rocks, they're able to hide under the moss, all the different plants, you know. So it's also just gives the overall fish security, I guess you could say. And then as far as the lighting, I'm not really sure of what you got for lighting, but I recommend the T5 lighting. I am digging the Zoom Ed bulbs. The Zoom Ed bulbs seem to be really doing immense growing inside here, so I recommend that. You've got the top dog sellers and top LED sellers as far as on eBay is concerned, so you can get really nice fixtures at reasonable prices. And as far as filtration, that's another thing, what you prefer. I don't know if you're going to have a canopy on top, but the Aqua Clears, I like the Aqua Clear 110. And then I've also liked the actual canisters. I haven't actually tried the new canisters. Everybody knows I've got the Marineland 350 Magnum Pro, which, as you can see, I don't have these two characters up here, the bio wheels, running anymore. I needed more pressure coming out of the actual nozzles for over here, so I closed them guys off. But canister filters are one way of going. To a lot of people, they're kind of a pain in the butt, but once you figure out how they actually primed and whatnot, they're actually pretty easy to work, and you don't have to maintain them as often as you do some of these overflow filters. But anyways, I mean, that's pretty much all I've got for you. you know, whoever wins this contest, good luck, because it's a really tough subject when it comes to actually designing somebody else's tank. Slim Tim helped me design this tank, and we did it all on the phone and based it on just pictures of my plants, and then he helped me actually do the placement of the plants, because I had no idea when it come to adding the red plants and whatnot, and a few of the other plants that ended up disappearing. But regardless, good luck to whoever may do the actual winning of the contest. Amber, thanks for having the contest. It's a great contest. Interesting concept as far as contest goes. So whatever your choice may be, always use your best judgment. But there's a lot of people out there with a lot of great ideas. So take everything into consideration when you're actually doing your tank. As long as you got flow, good water quality, good fish, good plant life, and a really good substrate, you can have an awesome tank no matter what. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, good luck to everybody. Bye bye.